Welcome back to the watch list. Time now for Options Corner, where we analyze unusual options trades seen throughout today. For that, we want to welcome in Tom White, host of Fast Market Schwab Network here on Schwab Network. All right, Tom, let's start with HPE Enterprise. We know it's a maker of servers, data storage. They're seeing some strength within the AI boom. You saw a bullish trade. What are you looking at?
Yeah, they had earnings last week, Diane, and it was a pretty good report. They beat on EPS, 42 cents, 39 expected there on EPS. Revenue also grew about 3%. They beat on estimates, $7.2 billion. So their AI server business is really starting to ramp up. Their AI systems revenue more than doubled from the prior quarter. Strong order book, better conversion from their supply chain. And if you look at what management disclosed, their AI systems revenue was disclosed for the first time by the company. So investors definitely like that. That's why you're seeing the stock rally to all-time highs today, up 26% so far on the year. So pretty good earnings report. And then they went ahead and raised guidance both on the next quarter and fiscal full year on EPS and revenue. So pretty good report there. We're starting to see a lot of call activity in there over the last week, and especially today. One that stuck out to me was in the August 19 strike calls. Trader bought over 21,000 of these calls. Average debit of about $2.35 on that. So the break even, $21.35 over the next 64 days, are giving themselves a little bit of duration. We're already above that level at this point. So this trader was buying these calls earlier in the session, and they're already paying dividends here midway through the day or towards the end of the day. And if you look at the call volume in total for HPE on this rally that we're seeing today to all-time highs, it's about 4 times normal daily average volume that we've seen over the last 5 trading sessions. So even post-earnings, when we saw an explosion in option volumes in there, they still continue to beat that. Stock at all-time highs. So yeah, this trader did pretty well on this trade earlier from this morning.
All right, HPE on the move. Super Micro also on the move big time today, benefiting from the AI craze. There's a bullish trade that stood out to you, Tom. What was that?
Yeah, it seems like any day of the week you can probably find bullish trades here in Super Micro. No change for today. Stocks up, 12%? And this is probably on the back of the results out of Broadcom that were pretty solid. The stock's up over 200% so far this year. Now, it is off its all-time high, as you can see there from back in March. That was $1,229. They make the servers, workstations, and full rack scale systems that are key for these AI programs, right? As Nvidia and others build out their systems, they're reported $3 billion quarter for revenues just about a month and a half ago. And the company basically came out and said that their backlog for orders from these customers continues to accelerate at this point. And one of the key things with Super Micro is the speed at which they can produce these. Now, we've got some of the names in the space, whether it's Nvidia, AMD, even Intel at this point, where they're innovating quickly, right? They've got new chips. Nvidia went from Hopper to Blackwell, and now they're going to another one that they're going to start producing by the end of the year. So the speed at which Supermicro actually advances on these rack systems to build out, pretty spectacular. We saw some call buyers in here also. In the June 21st monthly options that expire in just 8 days, trader bought over 10,000 of those 900 strike calls for an average debit of $13. The volume's already up to 20,000, so if somebody keeps piling into this 900 call strike, the value of those, they paid about $13 of it. That was earlier this morning because the call price is already doubled. The break even of $9.13 for this trader over the next week is about 5% above the current share price. So you just need another day like today, and you're going to be above that break even. Price, as I mentioned, the price of these calls is already over $25. So good trade from early positioning seen here in Supermicro.
All right, and another day like today for super micro investor. All right, you mentioned Nvidia during that conversation. Nvidia on the move, not jumping as much as super micro, but it's certainly on the move today. What's the trade that you saw?
Yeah, still hitting all-time highs for Nvidia today. Not surprising, with the Nasdaq leading to the upside, and that's probably on the back of Broadcom's earnings also, where we're seeing more demand for their AI chips. And if you listen to some of the commentary from the CEO, Jensen Huang, he just continues to pound the table on the fact that demand is outstripping supply at this point as they continue to innovate. Remember, their first quarter revenue increased 262% year over year, $26 billion. That was just above the expectations that the street anticipated. They've got 90% share of the market for AI GPU chips and data centers, and more than 80% of their overall data center AI chip market at this point. And that data center business accounted for about 87% of their total revenue. So the picks and shovels within AI continue to work well for Nvidia, and traders trying to take advantage of that. Over 2.5 million calls have traded on the day. That's nearly double what we've seen over the last 5 trading days on a daily basis. And typically we see a lot of option volume in Nvidia, especially to the upside. It's always skewed to the call side, and no different today. One of the positionings that stuck out to me today as far as unusual option activity was in the June 21st monthly cycle that expires in 8 days. Earlier in the day, they purchased over 60,000 of those, the 130 strike calls. Average debit of about 250, so that break even of 132.50 over the next week is about 3% above the current share price. So another day like today, and you're already above that break even for this trader, and just massive volumes. On the put side also, there's been over 1.5 million puts traded today, but maybe there's some put sellers in there. But this trader's banking that we're going to see some more all-time highs for Nvidia over the next week.
All right, Tom White with some options trades that he saw on Nvidia, Supermicro, and HPE. Great analysis. Tom White, co-host of Fast Market. Thank you, Tom.